Hello, lightsaber combat enthusiasts, and thank you for joining us for our newest edition of Saber Force battle-tested lightsaber reviews with our Kybers RGB Lightsaber. I am Darth Apocalypse.
And I'm Darth Dominus. Together we are the Dueling Brothers, hailing from Galveston. Right now we are all furloughed because of the pandemic, so we decided that we would turn this into an excellent experience, bringing our two groups together essentially.
Indeed. So, this has been a long-awaited review of this lightsaber. I bought it back in January. We had a lot of fun with it. It went through a lot of different things. It's got pros and cons like all lightsabers seem to. But we're going to go through it and tell you what we thought. Check it out, look inside of it, play with it, and we'll have a good time. So let's get started.
Sounds good.
So, with this particular lightsaber, I was on Amazon and saw that there was a lightsaber that had multiple colors with sound for the low price of $119.99 plus shipping and tax. So actually, I think they had free shipping.
So how much are the Sound Sabers with all of these features right now on the market?
A lot of the time, about $200
And
or more.
yeah,
to $1,000.
way more.
But I'm no expert with lightsabers, but I know a good lightsaber that can go through a lot of hits and perform how it needs to.
I mean, but let's talk about that for a second, because a lot of these lightsabers, we're going to be getting into the pros and the cons soon, but we're talking about a lightsaber that has we're talking about a lightsaber that has a rechargeable battery. It's got speaker. It's RGB, and not just a few colors like you get with like Ultra Sabers. You can select a couple of colors. No, we're talking about
Something like 11 colors.
I think it was 11 colors. And all of this combined, you're
looking at several $100 for one that's
250, 350.
something you can
So,
battle with.
and you paid how much for it?
Well, I decided that if I was gonna get this and do a review on this, that it was gonna be as cheap as possible. So I got on Wish app and I found it on there for something like $60. It was $68 altogether after shipping and tax.
And you had to wait how long? Like 9 months for Wish app?
3 weeks. So I was really happy about that. It was surprising for Wish app, but
right.
I came from overseas in China, so it has to go through that process to get to you. But overall, what you're getting is really awesome. You can choose whatever color you want for the hilt.
You told me to get it for myself.
Yeah, honestly, if I had two of these, I'd do 14. Have a good time dueling these. It came with a 32-inch blade. It's a really thin wall polycarbonate tube. It's not very well diffused.
You said 3/4?
Yeah, I'm sorry, 7/8 inch.
7/8?
7/8 inch, and it wasn't very well diffused, but it's surprisingly durable for what it is. And it was really surprising what we got, especially as durable as the Hilt is. Because like this thing, one of the people that comes to our group brought his son, and his son was having a great time, running around with the lightsaber. Didn't even realize that he was running towards a ditch that was like 6 feet deep and 5 feet across, filled with water. And, it was about waist height, and he fell in. And one of our members, Jordan, ran in, scooped him up out of the water.
Okay.
And it was sitting in the it was Jordan, and it was sitting in the water for like a minute and a half once we got him out.
Still nice and bright.
Super bright under the water. It was murky water, but you could see the color. We knew exactly where it was. She dove back in and got it. And she was a superhero.
I don't even know that's possible. We got the vented pommel and everything. So but it was apparently extremely watertight. Do you have any problems with it after that?
Well, for a couple of days it was a little dim, a little bit, low on the sound. It sounded a little muffled. But, after maybe 2 weeks of just sitting there drying out, it's back loud, it's super bright.
Right, very bright.
And it's durable, and the thing is too, you do have 7/8 inch heavy wall blades that you can buy, and they're not very expensive. Diffuse it yourself, get a tip, and this would be a really cool battle saber to have. It's overall about maybe 11 inches across on the hilt, just enough for 2 hands, so that's nice. It has this little piece here. Whenever I got it, it was kind of kind of sharp, could have cut me, but it's kind of, you know, weathered down after using it with gloves and stuff. But, you know, oddly enough, with what it is, having that little sound, you know, speaker in there, it has flash on flash, so that's really cool.
You keep talking. I'm just going to take it over here next to the speaker for a second.
Okay. So it has flash on flash, something like 11 colors. They're all, you know, pretty vibrant. That blade just doesn't do it justice, really. And you know, it takes a little bit of impact to get that flash on flash to go off. But you know, when it does, it's real bright. It's got a clash setting where you can have it just flashing. If you hold it 2 buzzes, and you 2 buzz, you know, 2 vibrations on the power switch will change it back. And if you want to change the color, it's 1, 2, 3 vibrations, and it changes to a nice bold red, something very bright. This one's a bit shorter. The only way that we ended up breaking the blade was I ended up bent it. With my hand, I grabbed it and bent it. Put a lot of force into it, surprisingly enough, and it bent. So I cut about 5 inches off of this. So it's supposed to be a 32-inch blade. I think it's 27 inches.
Yeah, we measured 27. So it's pretty much perfect length for the younglings in the group, because we get young people.
It does come with a bullet tip though, so that's not
Yeah.
making mine for the younglings.
But it's not bullet. That's actually parabolic. Bullet actually has a point. I had to file mine down.
Doesn't hurt too much when it gets you. Yours was pointy, right? Super
Yeah, it
pointy
was.
from Ultra
Yeah,
Sabers.
that is a bullet tip.
Yeah.
And this one is parabolic now.
Awesome. So that's a cool orange. 3 vibrations changes it to a cool lime green. It's very nice, bold. 3 buzzes changes it to a brighter green.
Alright, so hold that for a second. I'm going to grab our green blade here.
Awesome. This is fresh batteries on all of these, and this is rechargeable too.
Not too sure if it really stands up. I know that this blade right here is a 1-inch blade.
It's a lot longer also.
Yes. So it's a lot longer, so it's going to be putting out a lot more. It seems like more light, but honestly, this is, you know, with the eye test, this is dimmer than this is.
And those
This
are
is
brand new batteries.
Yeah, brand new batteries. We switched it out right before the video.
Yeah, so continuing on with the colors. So that's cool that you're going to get a real high-powered RGB LED system, and it's not really going to blow your pocket away. That's a cool Arctic blue.
Very pretty.
We also have that Guardian blue. Very bright. It's just that they didn't diffuse it really well. So towards the tip, you see all this, you know, plastic inside, and you know, you still see some down here, but at least it's bright and diffused. Whenever it gets up here, it gets real dim. And I also think that it does not have a little mirror to shoot the color back through.
That's easily.
That's something to change when you get your heavy wall 7/8 blade.
You know,
for
super easy to
using this
fix.
for combat, because this will go through combat. It
Yes,
does
it will.
not turn off. It does not turn off. It does not, you know, malfunction in the middle of combat.
All right, so let's just take a second and talk about when it comes to the sport, or when it comes to the hobby, the lightsaber hobby. You have a lot of people that are collectors. They're going for your Graflex hilts. You're going for, you know, I want the new Princess Leia hilt. I want the Darth Maul hilt. And a lot of these things are, you know, collector's items. Spend a lot of money. You know, some of the companies out there, you can spend easily $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 on a replica hilt, and these are not necessarily built for combat. They can be, but what do we do with lightsabers?
We break them.
We beat the hell out of them.
We break them to survive.
That's right. That's right. Like we're hitting each other so hard that whenever someone shows up to the party with a heavy grade blade, what happens to
ours just snaps right in half.
That's right. And why? Because it's
It
a
doesn't even
mid-break.
break.
That's
It
how
doesn't even
hard
break.
we're hitting.
It just bends.
It just bends in half. That's how hard we're hitting these things, and these are battle tested.
Yeah, this particular one didn't go through the full rigors of battle, but when I put it through, you know, hitting walls, hitting trees.
Wasn't it like your first? Or one of your firsts?
It's like my 3rd one I bought right before the big lower Sabers,
Right.
Ultra Sabers haul. But with this one, you know, being able to recharge it, it stays charged really well for like 3 hours of constant use. That's really cool. It has all those colors. It has, you know, a pretty decent, you know, sound card in there and motion
It's
movement.
fun.
It's a lot of fun. Not too bad on the price, like I said.
Now, when we're talking about a decent sound card, when it compares to the other sound cards out there, it's no.
It's for the price.
You know, let's just for a second. Do we have Electrum Wind over here? Yeah. So
this would be premium sound with the Obsidian sound drive from Ultra Sabers.
This is a beautiful, beautiful piece. But that's not what the video is about. But it's just a little comparison because a lot of people are interested possibly in this saber.
So we're going to do this one
Let's turn
first.
the sound down on our music just a little bit.
So that's that one. And this is the premium sound with Ultra Sabers.
Little difference.
It's definitely, you know, a big difference. Now, if you are wanting to, you know, do a smaller blade, have a smaller, quicker lightsaber, it's not, you know, really a pro or a con. It's just something what you make it. Because, you know, this can be really fast, really quick, and really painful if somebody can't block it that fast.
Because it's so light.
With a heavy grain. There's proper diffusion through here. The longer blade. Not bad. Not for $70 out the door.
No.
So, it was a really cool buy. But it also has 3 different sound fonts. That's really cool. The difference isn't too much, but you hold it for 3 buzzes. And that turns the sound off, by the way. I just remembered that. So you can go in with a sound, 3 different sound levels of volume, or you can turn off the sound and just have it go start. But I think 4 vibrations changes the sound font. Oh, that turned it back on. Oh, 2. It did.
That's bright.
So that's different, sound. It has that little
Right.
When you turn it back off, which is 5 vibrations.
Did we already go through the colors?
Yes. We can do it again. But you hold 2 vibrations to change to the next sound font, and that would be more that original Luke sound. And, gives you a little bit of that classic nostalgic sound.
Now, sound fonts, but when it comes to you're talking to me about the lens, how it's not fastened. And you list that as a con.
No, very much.
It can be, if you're someone who likes to take your saber apart, something like that can be, an attraction as opposed to a detraction. But why is it a detraction?
Because it's so easy to have a lens covering something case.
Didn't you say that it was not even on? It was tilted when you opened it up.
Whenever I got it, it was flipped up, and the blade was just jutting it into the crystal. So it was
as
super
opposed
dim.
to being on there, shining your light out. It was actually tilted like this.
So I flipped it back on its axis, put the
It was
blade
even
in
brighter.
there, and I turned that sucker on, and it was super bright. And having all the different features that you need for just a couple of dollars. A recharge port right here. We also have a little bit of fun to have taking this sucker apart.
Yep.
There's just your regular size wrench that you need, but you can also just get one of these multi ones and it does just fine. This actually unscrews so that you don't have to really take off your blade, but it is going to be super bright. I'm going to turn that off. You also have your pommel here. You take your pommel off.
It looks like a flashlight, honestly. It's so
It
small.
really does. And that's all connected with the speaker inside of the pommel. It's just clipped in there with an O-ring. And then it has this rechargeable battery with these foam bumpers.
It's just bumpers. There's no chassis in the entire
No.
thing. No chassis at all.
It's just
But it doesn't
wired
even need
together.
a chassis because of the fact that it's a sound saber, which normally you would have a chassis and your soundboard is locked on top into the chassis on top of your battery, and it slides out the back, and you've got all these wires to try and shove back in. But that's not the case at all here.
And the way they did this to retain everything is really easy. If you need to get into this thing to make some changes, upgrades, you know, different things that you want to do. You know, it's really easy to put this back together after you've gotten it in. It takes a little jiggling to get that switch and that recharge port back in there, but you just take off these two retention screws that hold in the switch plate and the recharge port plate. And then
Super
you also
simple.
will undo that retention screw for the lens.
You guys get to see the inside.
And
Here
then
it is.
just opens
That's the
it
whole
up.
thing.
So that's all it is.
That's completely hollow, completely empty.
This, it seems to have clipped in there real nice since I put it in leveled and everything. But the lens here is just kind of clipped into place there. It has this heat sink where the wires are going. It has a couple of these posts to retain it with the retention screws from the top and sandwich it between the hilt and the outside of the hilt. So it has that button here that is just soldered nicely into place, a couple of circuits, the soundboard there. Overall, it's very, you know, small. I can fit everything in my hand. But
funny.
the system is not bad. Now, if there was a chassis system that held all of this into place and I slid it into place, man, that would be so much easier, and it wouldn't have cost much. But you know, that's just something for future generations.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, having that recharge battery, that's really awesome. They don't charge much, or they don't charge much for them. So why not just wire it in for recharge? Don't be cheap. Sell a battery with it instead of the battery pack. Right. But whatever, Ultra Sabers. So we have, you know, real easy setup. It has that recharge port built right in. You know, sound card effects, all of that stuff just wired into this tiny little setup here. And, you know, the hilt without the pommel and the blade retention cap, it looks like that, just hollow. Mm-hmm. Even if you wanted to change it up yourself and do something with it, it's really easy to take apart, put back together. So, you know, I like that. Mm-hmm. If something comes loose, I can fix it.
Now, while you're putting this back together, we can start to talk about the cons. One of the things that we both agreed on that was a pro, or that was a con, was the size and the weight of this thing. And you know, both of us being fighters, we need to have something that we can put power into. Otherwise, it's like we're battling. It's like we're trying to fight with feathers. You need something hefty in your hand, because when you're putting your body into it, it's got momentum. You can do
be able to block what's coming at you.
That's right. And so having a smaller blade to use as a block, to block with, it just, someone's heavier blade just knocks yours right out of the way. So on the one hand, having a blade and having a hilt that is this small and weighs this amount is a real small detraction for fighters like myself and you and a lot of people that we actually fight with out there in the field in our respective groups. But we also agreed that is a pro as well, because a lot of people that might not have as much physical strength in their upper body would love this thing. Not to mention how blazingly fast it is to wield, especially whenever you're at the point where you are battling regularly with a heavier saber and you build up your arm strength and you switch to this. It's pretty fast. You know, and for your younglings, you know, the younger, our younger, softer people that join, you know, at the tender age of like 8, 9, or even 6 years old, or, you know, 1.5 like your son out there playing with the saber. It's the only one that he can actually lift. He can't even lift the other ones. So it's a big.
Go on to one of these other ones.
Basically, like, this is the perfect saber for some people. The perfect saber for some people.
I will say that's the second time that I've taken this apart and put it back together, but that was record time.
Yeah. Super fat. Boom. Just like that.
So I want to go through the colors again. It has that Deegan Silver. That's the volume change. 4 vibrations will lower the volume. 1, 2, 3. It won't tell you. You just hear it lower.
Now a Deegan Silver is what Ultra Sabers calls their, you know, but this is essentially white.
Yeah.
You know.
And then from there we have.
You just hold the blade.
Bright
Hold the button
pink.
for a minute.
Nice bright pink. And then from there we have a pedal pink. It's a really cool pedal pink. You don't see that very often, so that's
Someone
really cool.
might call it like a blush.
Yeah, it's like a really popular color for ladies. Is that
Not just for
red
ladies.
again?
It's not for me, but
I mean, if you want to wear a suit with a nice pale shirt,
there you go.
This is a lightsaber. You know, I ain't wielding the pedal pink lightsaber out there personally.
My little pony.
That bright Sith red going to that kind of yellow.
Kind of an orange though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so that was yellow. This is more of a lime.
There's a lime green, a radioactive looking green.
Right.
That's that bright green.
That looks so nice.
It's a very nice
so
bright
saturated.
green. And there we have Arctic blue.
Which one was the mint whenever the batteries were starting the charge?
It turned aqua or teal.
When your battery's starting to get a little bit low and it's time to recharge it.
Your luster. It's that bright blue.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's a blend between pink and purple. From there it goes to that aqua
Okay,
color.
this is like the mint that we were talking about. It was really beautiful.
Back to white.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a really great buy. Not much by way of money, but, you know, also Wish App doesn't always have these on there. But you can find them. Just type lightsaber in there. But, you know, I just happened to find mine for a really great price. You might be able to find it for less. They got coupons and stuff on there.
It's also on Amazon. You said $120. We will be putting an item description, a link to the item found on Amazon in the item description, as well as, of course, you know, links to the Austin Saber League YouTube channel, which is my YouTube channel. I'm blessed with being the person who gets to film some of our fights for the Austin charter. And so we've got, I don't know, I'm guessing I have like 40 or 50 videos out there. And a lot of lightsaber fights like this right here, people tearing it up. And so that'll be up there too. So we've got, for the pros, we've got a vented pommel, we've got a soundboard in there. It's a fun speaker. I'm not gonna say it's decent, but it's fun. You know,
Real
it's better than,
simple to take apart.
you know, otherwise it's just a stunt saber with no sound whatsoever.
Yeah.
So if they've got it in there, sure, it's fun.
Why not?
We've got our retention screws to hold everything in place. The size and the weight is also a pro, depending on, you know, the person who's looking for the saber. You know, this is the perfect saber for some people. It does have a very durable blade.
Yeah.
As you were saying.
And that's just the stock one that came, you know.
The
so,
LED is bright as hell.
Yeah.
We've got all of the colors, the durability of the item itself being dropped in water. How many times it's been thrown on the ground? Not thrown. Sorry, you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I got thrown.
It's very dependable. Has it ever shut off on you?
Nope, never once.
Very dependable.
Only when it died. One time it died.
That's right. I mean, it's just altogether really incredible. Like someone on the Universal Lightsaber page on Facebook was trying to say that he wanted something for his daughter. His daughter, if memory serves, is like 6 or 7 years old, and she wanted the pretty pink. And, you know, people are quoting him for sound. People are quoting him, you know, $300 for a lightsaber that he's just trying to get for his daughter for, you know, for like Easter or something like that. And I was like, you know, tell me, brother, tell me what that blade was, that hilt is called. He sent it to me, the link, and I sent it to the gentleman, and that's exactly what he needed for his daughter. Exactly what he needed.
But also, if you know, go Florentine with these dual wielding, they're going to be really awesome, especially with a couple of thick-walled 7/8 polycarbonate blades. Just make them yourself. They're going to be cheaper anyway, and you know, you'll be able to really battle with this thing. That's going to take the hits and go through it. And
it's going to be super fast. And come to think of it, something like this would be really good for light speed format.
Oh yeah.
Because they're already dealing with 7/8, sometimes 3/4 inch blades, rather than the heavy grade or the mid grade 1 inch blades with TSL and some other formats.
I'm sure
this is perfect.
I'm sure 3/4 inch would probably fit in there if they had a little bit of a coupler just to kind of cover it. Just make it, you know, a little bit different. But
Guys, I want to say thank you for sticking with us this long. If you've stuck with us this long, we've got our videos in the background. Here we are, the Dueling Brothers, and we've got a lot of our videos out on Brothers page for the Galveston charter here. What's the name? You want to say the name?
Oh, like, Saber Force Academy.
Saber Force
Everybody
Academy.
knows that. That's why they're
I
here.
know. That's right.
You introduced
Like,
Austin Saber League.
Yeah, just a shameless plug-in.
Right.
But you know, thank you for watching. We know that a lot of people are watching these videos because they're enthusiastic about the hobby. It's a little bit further. We're a little bit deeper in it when it comes to, this is a sport for us and quite a lifestyle. I mean, it consumes your mind, and as you can see from the little collection we have behind us, it's very enjoyable, and that's probably why you're watching. But just want to say thank you for being a part of our obsession and our hobby, and I hope that you, I hope that this review for this exact product goes to help you a little bit. We've got a lot of lightsabers, and we would love to continue to do more reviews, but you know, if no one's watching, if no one's hitting that like or subscribe button, then who are we talking to? So you know what you need to do.
Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe our pages. You can find the Austin Saber League videos under Staten, and you can also find all of our videos right here on the Saber Force Academy channel on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like us on Facebook. You can find Austin Saber League on Facebook under that name, and also Saber Force Academy. Give us a like, and you let us know if you're in our area. We'd love to have you out. But we do have loaner sabers for our you know, team, and if you'd like to come and join us,
no
don't
cost.
worry about you know, bringing your own. If you don't have it yet, just bring it by, and we'll go ahead and just hand you one of ours, and let's get going. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and you'll have a great night.
May the Force be with you.